Hey, thanks for meeting me at this Applebee's. You look way worse than your pictures, by the way. But, well, before we go knuckle deep in this speech, I believe some introductions are in order. See, I'm classier than going straight to breeding right after we meet. Though I do expect a foot job from you later. Capiche?
Oh my god.
Well, what's there to say? I'm a lover, a fighter, a jack of all, master of none, a father, and someone with a pretty predominant foot fetish. But, well, above all else, I'm a gamer. And we gamers, well, we know a thing or two about, games. See, I'm skipping past the unnecessary stuff, like asking you questions. Because be honest with me now. We both know I'm the interesting one here. By the way, can you drive me home? My grandma dropped me off and I don't have enough for the bus. Where are you going? And I didn't even get to tell her about my podcast. Oh, hey! Didn't see you there, viewer at home. I was just shooting my shot with a big bad bubble butt beauty. But, well, that's kind of what I get for meeting with women through Airbnb, right? What I said was true, by the way, about the feet thing and the gamer stuff. But I can prove that real quick with like a 15-ish minute video describing my all-time favorite game, Monster Hunter World. Now, before we get to the actual crux of this shit, we've got some of the preamble you know and love. So strap in, or if you're goth, strap on. And fuck me, I guess. Let's get right into these. I'm a no-good hooligan with a potty mouth and some big fucking opinions. But they're my own. And it's on you to decide whether you like that shit I'm spouting or not. Got it? Stay in your lane, and in mine, I'll be in my Cybertruck, playing Fruit Ninja and sipping a whiskey sour. Notice I put Monster Hunter World, not Iceborne, in the title, because I intend to split this into a two-parter. But they will both be out before Wilds. This is just to give you something in the meantime before, then to build up hype for the upcoming one and introduce you to the games that I adore. So, in the meantime, you are subject to spoilers for monsters and the story, because we do get up to the final boss and post after. But all that jazz, right?
Raise your children!
Yeah, Dad, I miss you. Yeah, Dad, let's do something together.
Juggernaut, I'm gay, let's fuck!
Yes, Vegeta.
Final!
Opening up this game for the first time, everything feels daunting as hell. But don't you worry a pretty little hair on your head. Daddy's here to breastfeed you through the process. Cause to start Monster Hunter is to take a hard leap from prescription drugs to fentanyl in one big ol' step. So buckle up, Buster. Pick whichever of the 14 weapons looks cool to you, and get out there. If it feels fucking garbo, go choose a different one. I'll put some descriptors on screen of how each weapon plays, but beyond that, the best way to learn each individual one, besides tutorials, is practice. Though I'd recommend the former for beginners, because how the fuck am I supposed to read this when I'm beating an animal to death on the side of the road? Once you've taken up your tools to tackle the terrifying titans of this terrific title, make sure you ignore like 90% of this quest. Smashing geckos with a hammer does not teach you how to hunt elk with a bow, right? So, pop a Ritalin and get to paying attention once you get to this guy, Big Chungus. Because with each fight ahead of him, the walls will get bigger and bigger, and you'll begin to learn their patterns, behavior, and weaknesses before you know it. But keep in mind, even if you've got every move in their arsenal memorized, you can still be bent over and stuffed with their Long John Silver. So prepare to throw yourself at this wall until it breaks, because I can assure you, my decadent little slut, you'll beat that MF eventually. Regardless, I have a camel toe of information for you. You will most likely not enjoy this game when you first start it, or try it out for the first time. Myself and pretty much everyone I've met and discussed the game with did not enjoy their first time playing it, especially if it was their first introduction into the series. But to those of us who gave it another shot a month or so later, have come to know and enjoy this damn well near perfect game. I'll get my gripes and turn-offs out in the air soon enough, alright champ? Golly gee, if you know me or have seen my last video, you'll know my ass drools and slobbers over the thought of an in-depth ecosystem, expansive world building, and unique character designs. And this game is oozing with them, like the white swimmers out my tip. That is a joke, I am infertile. This series is rich with fauna that actually lives in its environment instead of just sort of being there. Creatures top to bottom in the ecosystem all have their daily routines they take, foods, drinks, and naps planned out, just like me for real. And you can see it too. What? Well, no skin off my sack. You can physically follow a monster and see its routine throughout the day-night cycle. Endemic life also plays a pretty big role without most people realizing it. Small creatures around the map making it feel more alive, like the birds and bees or whatever the fuck it is. I wasn't taught it. But these rascals aren't just there to sit there and look pretty. Some of them actually do shit. Mostly stuff you could do on your own with the use of tools and such, but without going to camp and having to deal with this bitch. This is not a sexism. This time, this character genuinely sucks. Like, I would rather she couldn't talk than fucking talk to her.
But a touch of my spaghetti!
My name is Jeff.
Super Mario in real life.
15 seconds. Detention for you.
Lamp oil, rope, bombs.
This leads me directly into my few discrepancies for this shit, but believe me, noticing a scratch on the Mona Lisa doesn't make it any less beautiful, no? So, I'm gonna get gay into this fucking compilation real quick, and you're gonna listen. Atta girl. Alright, first off, this stupid, goddamn fish with legs. I hate it. The hitboxes feel so stupid, and half the time it doesn't look like it's gonna do an attack. It is! I'm pretty sure Mitch McConnell or some other wicked, evil, fucked up pervert in the Gorosei is behind the creation of this cocksucker. I don't have problems with many monsters in this series, but bringing up the DLC real quick, there's only one thing in there I don't want to tussle with. And we're not going to get on that right now. Okay? Cuddling to BDSM, we gotta inch our way over there, right? Speaking of inching our way there, every cutscene is entirely unskippable. I came to play a game that makes me feel like I could 1v1 my stepdad after a loss at the casino. Not watch interloping episodes of Netflix's newest white woman drama show. And just like the funny white woman TV, there's a silly little gay character in this. Instead of making witty anecdotes about the men they fucked over the weekend or shopping at Sephora, this character is searching for tracks in the field. And guess who that little gay character is? Here's a hint. You can find him in a mirror. I have no issue with the fucking book system leveling up based on how much I hunt a monster. That makes sense and it's awesome. I'm fine with it. But I fucking hate having to go out into the field on multiple quests, go out of my way to find footprints, taking up about an hour of my fucking goddamn time.
I hate waiting.
Just for it to be a Rathian recolor. I am not a fan of this shit in the slightest. Whole tracking to unlock a monster shtick? The exciting part is killing the damn thing, alright? And looking at the spoils in your trophy cabinet? Epic. My reading nook is full of ivory and stuffed monkeys from my real-life hunting, but I paid a guy $300 to point at the thing and let me blast the critter into marinara. Alright? This brings me to my last big boo-hoo about the game before we hop right back on that big old meat and start glazing it again. I want you to think back probably about a minute ago, alright? Remember Gyaradotus? Maybe not. You're probably playing this with games in the background. It's that goddamn salmon I hate. If he's made by some cold-hearted, wicked, nasty billionaire, then Lavasioth is made by either some horrible warmongering dictator or the devil himself. I would rather my son fall limp, dead in my arms, than see this thing return in wilds. The fight is everything I hate about the damn mud skipper cranked up to 11. And with an added bonus of Fireblight slapped on there for God knows why. Thank Lord Jesus baby of Nazareth, Capcom did not add this hunt as a fucking required one, or I might have actually had an aneurysm playing my favorite game. Cause I'd genuinely rather fight on the beaches of Normandy than fight another Piscine Wyvern ever again. This hereby concludes Goblico whining about video games. Back to the regularly scheduled slop, my little pay pigs.
versus Lunchable. With Lunchly, you get double the amount of liquid.
See, I believe that if I see it in my heart.
Crunch bar. Boo. Feastables got Our pizza uses real cheese. Theirs, as it says on their box, is mozzarella pasteurized prepared cheese product. They can't even call it real cheese. We're also 30 less calories, 3 less grams of fat, and 8 less grams of sugar.
Turkey stack 'em!
310 calories. 230 calories. 21 grams of sugar. Only 7 grams of sugar. If you look at this close up, you could already tell which one has better ingredients. Alright, we'll start off with the Lunchables. Bro, I'm sorry, that's trash. Alright, now we're trying Lunchly. Come on, we're not biased at all, but ours is way better. Fiesta nachos. 22 grams of sugar.
I'm in the thick of it.
7 grams of protein.
They know me where it's no.
Come in close and look at the queso cheese and Lunchly versus whatever that is. Drip versus steak. I like my cheese drippy, bro. This is a Lunchly salsa right here. Look at the consistency, the texture. And this is Lunchables. This is, and look, it's watery. It's, I've seen it. Look at that. With 400 milligrams of electrolytes, my God! And it's available for around $4. Super affordable. Go give it.
Okay, let's talk about the actual feel of this gameplay when you play this game. You could get fucked really easy, or you could be like me, a kick-ass incel with an insatiable urge to drink amniotic fluid with a side of placenta burgers. Too bad Fauci is taking all those for his margaritas in Scienceville, aka Malarkey Town. I'm not getting the damn vaccine! Off track. The closest thing I can compare this gameplay to is a Souls-like, but I won't be doing that, because I don't want my friend Luca to staple my nuts together. You gotta get your timing for dodging and counterattacking just right, or as mentioned previously, they go raw and give you the English teacher special. When you get that timing just right, you'll feel fucking great, like Bush when he did that 9/11. It'll make you feel like you can go head to head with any beast of any size, like the greatest of hunters humanity has ever known. Though, a fair amount of your gameplay is most likely spent doing menial chores to make killing go all the more smoother. Or like me, catching rare creatures with a net and pinning them up on your wall. I would recommend doing this if you run out of things to hunt or you're just bored. That could be because I'm a big biology boy, but not science. Fuck that shit. They invented gender and death. I will admit, this game is not for everyone. And if you're just not into this stuff, that's okay. Here's some recommendations in case you don't like this game. But for those of you with some fucking huge nuts in your sack, we will gladly welcome you into this community of gamers. And what a community this one is! You're probably familiar with it if you watch a lot of Eastern European gay porn. I.e., you're a big buff man who moans when he does a baby batter blast. Or you're a furry. The latter, hit me up. The former, stop hitting me up. I already have 16 boyfriends. But the community is super welcoming to new players. Just don't faint more than once in higher rank things. And we, won't call you slurs behind the screen. There's also a level of detail to this game that's just plain fucking nuts. Genuinely. And it won't tell you any of it. I started playing in 2019, and I am still finding out details about it to this day. A month ago I found out there's a fucking rainbow color palette for your armor that you really have to go out of your way to get, and it doesn't hint at it at all. I'm sure there's fucking more for me to find too. And with Wilds on the horizon, I'm gonna be fiending for the same level of hidden shit there too. Get your hopes up, scumbags, because Wilds is looking to be just as massive, if not bigger. And with all that in mind, I have got jury duty over P. Diddy's case, so this next part is gonna be written by a future Goblico. Take it away, you miserable cuck. This is the part where we get a tad bit more story spoilery, I guess. If you can read, skip to this part. If you care about a story with the depth of the Hungry Caterpillar. You come into this pussy via big boat with a jolly crew of merry men and women. Because woke. To visit the new world and join the research commission for research and killing a lot of things. Like a lot of things. But Bowser over here stopped you just in the nick of time before you made it to their big fucking trailer park of boats they call home. Your main mission for the time being is to lay siege to this massive asshole, but who knows where to find a colossal magma turtle, right? So get out there and look in the field. You are part of the research commission after all. Get to researching. You'll find tracks in various places after killing a lot of innocent creatures along the way. But don't forget, you people are just visitors outside the ecosystem, so don't interfere too much, says the very memorable NPCs such as Excitable A-lister, Stupid Bitch I Don't Like, or Little Guys. See, these guys are actually important, because on occasion they'll give you Chinese fortune cookie riddles of information after you kill the Pikachu equivalent of this game. Or other stuff. They come up pretty infrequently, but you'll remember them when you see them. Like your uncle, who likely spends his free time shooting at 5G towers whenever he shows that handsome mug of his at family gatherings. So after Oppenheimer is dealt with, you gotta hunt down some elder dragons. And then gay furry porn icon, Nergigante. The only thing that sets these guys apart from the other 99% of monsters is their 1% of lore and their badass dispositions. That and you can't catch them. Guess that makes the Zodiac Killer one too, huh? Throughout the story, they refer to the Sapphire Star and how it was guiding everyone along the right path, as well as staying outside of the natural cycle, only intervening when a catastrophe was occurring. Like Nuke Turtle brings the boom to the North Tower, or a fat fuck is eating food. But through the guidance of this outside element or figurehead, it gives everyone strength and courage to keep persevering in this cruel, twisted, fucked up world they live in. This leads me into the final boss. An unknown element outside of your information and above all else you have come to know. This creature. It is the Sapphire Star. The symbol everyone has been revering for so long. Was a big fucking part of this ecosystem all along. And it is posing a catastrophe. So like that iguana you smashed with a fucking hammer earlier, it's time for you, a mere human, a bystander in all of this, to put down this great symbol with your own two hands.
This is the right thing for us to be doing, Ivana.
What will people think?
Let them talk. Ivana. It's wrong, isn't it?
But it feels so right.
Then it's a deal?
Yes, we eat our pizza the wrong way.
Crust first.
Introducing stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. With a ring of cheese baked into a totally new, thinner crust, you'll want to eat it the wrong way. Crust first.
May I have the last slice?
Actually, you're only entitled to half.
Large, just not.
That pretty much sums up Monster Hunter World in a nice pretty goon bag for you. Aside from a crossover here and there, as well as all the hidden side content. If this video has even slightly whetted your appetite for either the game or more of my content, the game can be found pretty much anywhere, aside from the Switch. Constantly on sale too, because Capcom is like the funny Mercy gif. And I can be found on Instagram as well as in my Discord, all of them linked below. Check out my other videos too while you're at it, since you obviously don't have better things to do right now. I mean, what, you actually gonna go play the game I recommend? Or what else, fucking play Overwatch? Fuck, I'm gonna have to make an Overwatch video. Well, look forward to that I guess. I've got the next several videos actually planned out and scheduled, so no power vacuum in the weird fucked up pervert community. Here's a list of my sources for this video. Also, real quick before the quote of the day, shout out Yutaro for letting me use his art and the romantic evening we shared in La Junta. Your son has your eyes, and I named him after your favorite Guardians of Ga'Hoole character. Please come home, babe. We miss you. Alrighty folks, well get ready to fire up your neural pathways, cause this one's a doozy. Humans have created words as a means of communication and have proven their supremacy as a species. Nevertheless, I truly believe intelligent creatures have at least some degree of mastery over nonverbal communication, which I would argue allows them to minimize miscommunication. To put it another way, because with you I have to, I don't think you've evolved. In fact, it seems as though you're moving backwards down the chain of evolution, lining your words up, pretending that they mean something, when in fact you're spouting meaningless gibberish. Yes, ha, I'm talking to you. I stole that quote from my favorite fighting game character, but since I like to lie, we'll say Oppenheimer said that shit when he was talking to Barbie. I wouldn't know. I don't remember those movies, let alone all of last year. I repressed that shit. All except the mass amount of feet content I consumed and the women I threatened to kill on Hinge. Alright, well, that concludes this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. But I've got some feet I'm gonna beat off to, so until the next one, I'll be seeing ya.